Hi, in this video I will remove the 1.6 engine from the car. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this kind of content, and if you do, consider to subscribe and activate notifications. Follow me also on social networks, especially on Instagram, because I post regular updates between the videos. This is the 1.6 that my car has at the moment, and today we will disconnect all the stuff and remove the engine. I will now start by relieving the pressure on my fuel rail. With my battery still attached, here on this fuse box, we will have a 30 amp fuse for the fuel injection that I will simply pull out. And now I will just crank the engine to relieve the pressure. Now we can disconnect the battery. Let's lift the car and drain all the engine oil, the coolant, and I will drain also the oil transmission because everything will be replaced. Here in the magnet we have some metal shavings, but nothing too crazy. Now that I have the car in the air, I will disconnect the exhaust. Well, in my case, I will not simply disconnect the exhaust, but I will remove all the line until the end, because I have a brand new to me at least, exhaust to mount here in stainless steel 70mm. So all this old one must go away. I will start by taking it here on the flex, and then I will see if I take the exhaust manifold out in the car, or if I will leave it here and I will take it all together with the engine. Let's now take the drive shaft. You need to remove these 4 bolts and nuts and then push it down and slide it that way. I will try now to get the most part of the water here. Let's see if we don't make a huge mess. Here we go. Now to remove the intake. In my case, this is all oversimplified, and I just need to remove this 90 degrees bend here and it will be all off. In your case, you need to take the assembly that you have. So this is the special bracket I made for the air filter. Just take it. We have the master flow sensor to disconnect. We have the temperature. Let's now finish to remove all the coolant hoses. In my case, I don't have heater on the car, so I don't need to remove nothing in there. I will just disconnect the radiator and here the expansion tank, and I will totally remove the radiator from the car. To do that, I just need to push this line off, remove these 14mm nuts. Now that I have this removed, I will powder coat it again in the new color scheme. Let's take this guy here This hose is disconnected, the bottom hose is disconnected. So for us to remove the radiator, the only thing missing is to disconnect the wire for the fan. It is just one plug. The radiator and the fan will come off as just one unit. This next step is totally optional, but it will help you a lot if you remove the hood. Now let's tag the electrical connectors and undo them all. In this side, I disconnected the knock sensor. It's just to push this connector out. We have now the alternator and the starter motor. I will do the upper connection on the alternator from up, and then the alternator has the signal cable that it is easier to remove from below, and we still have some connections on the gearbox that I will undo right now. Here near the gearbox we have 3 connectors here to undo. One of the greens connects to a pink wire and the other one to a black wire. We need also to remove this bolt here that it is holding the bracket that secures the harness. Now down here we just need to remove one more connector, that it is this green one, and I think we'll have all the electrical free from the gearbox side. In here you can see the bottom connection for the alternator. You have a tab in the back that you need to press and then pull the plug. You can see from here both connections for the alternator. Now the starter engine. You have here the power on top. Just remove the rubber cover to expose the nut that I need to undo. At this point we are almost done with the electrical connections. We have a ground stripe here that we need to undo. Here on the top side of the engine we have everything disconnected. It is just missing the throttle cable and the vacuum for the brake booster. Let's do that now, and the top part is ready. Before we keep going, we need to remove the center console to take the gear shifter. I will just undo the shifter. I also need to remove the window controller. Let's now remove here the rubber boot. Now I need to remove here the shifter assembly in order for this to be able to slide out. And now just pull up the shifter assembly. I will now put here on top, covering this, just an old glove to prevent that some dirt get inside. Next I will release the clutch slave cylinder, that it is attached in here with just 2 M10 bolts. Because my wire harness from the fuse box is passing on top of the clutch line, I will have to open it in here on the connector to have the flex to the other side and allow the wire that goes to the rear to be free. So what I will do, I will not bleed the entire system. I will just open it here, drain the container, and then I will open in that junction, and I will soak the oil from the line with the paper. Now with everything removed, I just need to undo these 3 bolts from the power bracket to be able to disattach it and push it to this side. In order to be able to remove the line for the clutch, I really had to undo one support that it has there with one more bolt that goes through between the gearbox and the engine. It's reachable from behind and it is off. Right now, I need to take these nuts that are holding the engine mounts to the subframe, and then everything will be free and we are ready to attach our crane to lift the engine and the gearbox. I will now just push the bracing to the side and have the assembly resting here on the cross member. Well, maybe it is not a bad idea to take this cross member also out. The angle for the gearbox will be way easier. Yeah, I will take this guy also, really quick. With the engine hoist already attached to the engine and with the balancer in position, I will now try to push it out without damaging anything. Let's see what can I do. And we finally have the engine out. I will take the opportunity that we have plenty of space now to clean a little bit the engine bay. I will try to search and delete some of the wires that are just hanging there and are doing nothing. I will also take the opportunity to take the brackets for the radiator and strip them and powder coat them, and a lot of other bits and parts here and there that are starting to rust. I will address all these before I put the turbo engine in. This was the video for today. I really hope you enjoy it and it can be useful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notifications so you don't lose any of the new content. Follow me also on the social networks, on Facebook and special on Instagram, where I post regular updates between the videos. See you on the next one. Bye!